Hello, cool folks. Welcome to the lesson 5 of our capital market course. Today we will discuss what is bond markets. By the way, my name is Philip Henry Dapin, a faculty of the College of Business and Management, Aklan State University. Our learning objectives: understand the meaning of a bond market, discuss the different features of a bond market, understand the meaning of a bond. What is bond market? Bond market is the largest securities market which provides investors with the limitless options to invest and grow their money as well as diversify their portfolios. It is composed of longer term borrowing instruments, longer than those that trade in the money market. It belongs to the capital market, and it is a financial markets where participants can issue, buy, and sell long-term debt, securities, and bonds. Before we proceed, let's ask first determine what is the meaning of financial portfolio. Financial portfolio, according to Investopedia, is a collection of financial investments like stocks, bonds, commodities, cash, and cash equivalents, including closed-end funds and exchange-traded funds or ETFs. Portfolio is like a typical account in where all the investments are pooled together that is invested in the capital market. Bond market is also sometimes referred to as fixed income capital market because in exchange for the loan, the borrower promises to pay fixed periodic interest payment called coupon payments to the bondholders and repay the principal amount or face or par value upon its maturity. This means that those surplus units who will avail or buy bond from the bond market will be able to have a guarantee on investment because bonds are always protected by the government as security. Bondholders simply earn interest on their investments. What is bond? Bonds are passive investment assets. The goal of passive investment investing is to build wealth gradually, also known as buy and hold strategy. It means buying a security and holding to it until its maturity or long term. Passive investors limit the amount of buying and selling within their portfolios, making this a very cost effective way to invest. Bonds, as discussed, is passive investment asset. No? So the goal of this is that you buy a particular um, asset from the bond market and then late and you will gonna wait for the maturity of such bond with the interest. So bond is not risky investment, unlike stocks that stocks may opt to uh, devaluate the its valuation when the market is no longer good or is there if there is uncertainties in the market. Passive income is anything that allows you to earn without having to do active work. You hold on to the bond in the long term over its life while you are earning interest and you get back what you invested. the par value of the bond and the end of its life or maturity date. So, while active investing is a hands on strategy, passive investing is hands off strategy. Passive, passive investing is a strategy centered in buying and holding assets for a long term. You choose a security and then you hold on through ups and downs with a longer range goal in the mind, such as retirement. Moreover, while active investing tends aims to beat the market, passive investing aims to duplicate the performance of the market that is earns returns prevailing in the market or doing the what leaders are doing. In addition, while active investing tends to focus on individual securities, passive investors generally involve purchasing shares of index funds or ETF that aim to duplicate the performance of major market indexes like the S&P 500 or Nasdaq Composite. You can buy shares of this fund in any brokerage account. Another definition, bond is a debt instrument, security issued by a borrower to an investor who becomes the bondholders in exchange for a promise by the borrower to pay a fixed rate of interest called the nominal rate at a regular rate intervals, either quarterly or semi-annually. For the entire life of the bond unit, its maturity date, thus a bond is a promissory note. The only difference between a promissory note and a bond is that in a promissory note, there is only one borrower and one creditor. Right? This usually happens or use the promissory note in lending institution or personal loans. Meanwhile, in bonds, there is only one borrower, the issuing company or government, and there are plenty of creditors, the investors or buyer of the bonds. So bond indenture, term of the bond, for example, 10 years. The face or the par value is 1,000. Interest or the coupon rate is 6%. Interest payment interval is semi-annually. Okay. So the bondholder, investors, or creditors can be government or corporation. Bond issuers is could and borrower could be government, corporation, companies, and individuals. It depends on the purpose of the buying or the issuing company. Let us always remember that those agencies or the government will be able to issue bond for the purpose of raising funds. Funds is important in order to implement government projects and create an economic benefits in the macro economy. The bond has a term life of the bond or the bond has a term or life of the bond. So usually it has 5 years, 10, 15, until 30 years. The bond indentures contains the face value of the bond, its interest rate, often the interest is paid, and the bond's maturity date. The interest payments are called coupon payments because most bonds are coupon bonds, which coupons are presented to the borrower directly to its representative for the payment of the interest every interest payment date. It also has a face or par value, 1,000, 500, or 10,000. Benchmark bond sizes range from 30 billion to 250 billion ASEAN bonds online. To illustrate, let us say that we have a 10-year 1,000 peso bond paying interest at 6% semi-annually, the investor or bondholder will receive interest semi-annually of 30 pesos. Okay. So interest is equals to 1,000 times 6% times 6 divided by 12. So 12 represents the 12 months of in a 1 year. Since since it is indicated that the bond will pay semi-annually, that's twice a year, then we will divide the total number of months into two. That's 6. Thus, a bondholder would be earning 30 pesos every 6 months, or a total of 60 pesos per year in every 1,000 peso bond investment. Um, Therefore, in a year, the bondholder will earn 60, and in 10 years, his total yield would be 60 times 10 or 600 pesos. So, 1,000 plus 600 pesos in 10 years. Medyo matagal siya. Pero if you have a surplus money na hindi mo siya ginagamit, the investment in bonds is very good, no? Na way in order to maximize your portfolio or to leverage your income stream. A reminder, the higher the amount you invest in purchasing bond, the higher the passive income you can derive from bonds. So if you are earning, no, if you have a surplus of 1 million, then you you invest it in the bonds. No, for example, then probably in a year and semi-annually, you will be earning at least 60,000 per year, and that's big amount, no, as ROI. So also we have a coupon band. So this is a debt security instrument that does not pay interest. So eto naman na coupon or bond is hindi siya nagbibigay ng interest. Unlike sa kanina na regular bond, may interest siya. It is stipulated on the contract. Dito wala. But how can a businessman or an investor take advantage of this? No? Zero coupon bonds trade at deep discount, offering full face value at maturity. Discount means that the purchase price of a zero coupon bond and value. The difference between the purchase price of a zero coupon bond and the par value, which is the discount, is the investor's return yield or earnings. So let's compute now. For example, a 1,000 face or par value bond with a life of 10,000 could sell at a discount, a selling price purchase for the investors of 550 pesos. This means that since it is a zero coupon bond, the bond would not be paying interest, but the bondholder will get 1,000 upon maturity. Remember, the investment or amount of money lent to the bondholder to the issuing company or bond issuer is what the investor paid, which is selling price of the bond, which is the face value less the selling price. So total yield or discount is equals to 1,000 minus 550 is equals to 450 pesos. A selling price of 550, di ba? 550 mo lang siya nabili, yung isang bond, and then pag na-mature siya in 10 years, yung value ng bond na yon is magiging 1,000. So, magkakaroon ka ng income na 450 pesos sa loob after 10 years when you buy the bond. Ganun lang siya ka-simple as to explain. So, kung i-compute natin, 450 divided by 10, that's 45 45 siya per per annum. So nasa 4.5% din yung interest ng bond. Yung kagandahan lang dito is that you will be shelling out no, yung amount na 550 only, and then you will gonna wait for 10 years para magkaroon ka na ng 1,000. Pero depende pa din yan. If the the market scenario in the next 10 years. Okay. Yield in interest rate is 450 or equals to 81.8 or 81.8% over 10 years 550. So sorry. Annual year yield in interest rate is 8.18% for 10 years. Ayan, sorry. Um uh times 2 pala yung 45. So dapat 8% talaga. This is higher than what most common bonds are paying, say 6% or 6.6% or 7% nominal interest rate. Additionally, the investor can invest the 450 now currently um, rather than waiting for the quarterly or semi-annual interest payment over a period of 10 years. The investor bondholder therefore invests that 450 now to get a 6% return over a period of 10 years. Therefore, the investor would be earning 8.18% on his 550 plus 6% on the 450 for a total of 14.18% on his 1,000 pesos. That is indeed a good deal. No wonder many investors prefer to buy discounted bonds. Okay, now, sir, magtatanong po ako. Usually po ba nag-i-issue ang Bureau of Treasury ng ganitong klaseng deal ng etong zero coupon bond? Okay. Hindi siya ganun parating ini-issue ng Bureau of Treasury or DOF. It's because pag marami namang surplus money or ang tax collection ng gobyerno exceeds to the national expenditure budget ng gobyerno, hindi mo naman kailangan mag-source ng maraming fund. It's because may continuous naman ng flowing ng income from the tax collection to the Department of Budget and Management. So, nangyari lang ito nung 2021 or 22. No, I think I have enlisted yung article sa sa ating Google Classroom with the PhilStar kung saan during the term ni President Rodrigo Roa Duterte kung saan merong market uncertainties because of the or pandemic, no? COVID-19 pandemic. Siyempre yung confidence ng mga investors mababa din. So in order to boost the confidence of the investors na palabas nila yung pera nila, nag-offer si Bureau of Treasury ng zero coupon bond. Kahit masakit mabigat kasi itong klase na bond is because parang binabarat ng gobyerno yung sarili nila in order to raise the funds. Because of other factors like yun nga, nung pandemic kasi maraming nagsarang negosyo, maraming nalugi, so walang nagbabayad ng tax. So in order to raise more fund, kailangan nilang gawin ito. So next is we have active investing, takes a hands-on approach and requires that someone does not active investing himself. So or he can outsource it to a portfolio manager. Usually sa mga malalaking mga kumpanya, or sa malalaking tao, no, yung mga wealthy people, they are hiring portfolio managers. Si portfolio manager, they usually oversee a team of analysts. So they have an analyst which utilize established metrics and criteria by looking at qualitative and quantitative factors that and then decide when and if to buy or sell. So sila yung nagmamanage sa portfolio, no, sa wealth ng isang person or ng isang company in exchange ng services and fees. No, bahala ka palakihin mo yan, yung pera ko, babayaran kita. Like sila Manny Pacquiao na yan, sila Manny Pangilinan, si Chavez Singson, and I heard recently si Senator Lacson, no, they invest in different investment, no. I don't know if meron siyang portfolio manager na nag-handle ng wealth niya. So, any questions? Since no questions, I will be accepting questions to the chat, no, para you could mas streamline natin yung discussion. So I made a video recorded video for this topic para mabalik-balik natin, no, hindi na tayo mag-ulit-ulit ng discuss, at the same time mahabol natin yung mga lessons na nakalog. So before I end the discussion this afternoon, I would like to share you a an insight from Dr. Albert Wing. He is a medical doctor and a businessman. So sa kanya marami akong napupulot na tips on how to save peso and become a wealthier person, no? Kasi that's the goal naman natin, to become wealthy person, no? To grow our wealth, no? To have financial freedom. Ito yung goal natin.
50% of your income should be spent on your daily needs.
Gets.
Upa, kurente, kain, no, transportation, no, 50% yun. Tapos tatago ka ng 10% automatically from your salary. Tago mo na yung 10%. So for savings.
Opo.
No, another 10% for increasing improvement of yourself. No? Ang tawag doon, let's say, tinago mo yon para seminar,
Opo.
para magkaroon ng relationship sa mga highly effective person. No?
Gets.
So gagastos ka din doon,
Opo.
diba? Papakainin mo, kakausapin mo, ganyan. So 10% for that. No? Another 10% for savings.
Opo.
No, sorry,
Ate.
10% for investing.
Investments po.
So hindi ibig sabihin tatago ka para lumalaki. Every month 'yan, no.
Opo.
So meron ka ng 80% na 'yon eh.
Opo.
Tapos another 10% for playing account. Playing account.
Playing account?
Oo. Ibig sabihin kung puro yun lang, hindi ka mag-enjoy ng buhay mo.
Yes. Enjoy.
So kailangan yung 10%, hindi man gagastusin
Opo.
sa isang buwan kaagad.
Opo.
So iipon ka pangkain mo, say,
Pang-enjoy.
let's say isang masarap na pagkain sa isang buwan,
Opo.
no? Or bibili ka ng isang magandang damit.
Opo. Pang sound system.
So that is another 10%. And last 10%
Opo.
is sabi nila tithings. No?
Tithings, opo.
Okay.
Yung ibabalik mo naman sa
Pero sa
community
akin
po.
ngayon, ang belief ko, magsimula muna tayong tithings for our parents. Siguro
Yes.
hindi naman magagalit ang Diyos. No?
Opo.
Nakikita ko sa common na nangyayari sa Pinoy, no? Or basically lahat ng population na masyadong mahal ang magulang nila.
Gets.
No? Pag dumating ang problema, lahat ng pera, lahat baksak doon.
Opo.
Tapos nakihirap tayo, wala tayong pera. Hindi tayo nag-iipon para doon.
Opo.
So kung may surplus na doon, that's about the time pwede na tayo mag-tithings.
Opo. Budgeted na. Opo.
So pag ganyan ginagawa mo monthly, siguradong may pera kang matitira.
Opo. Kahit ano pa yun. Ang maganda po dun, kahit maliit o malaki, pwede mo siyang budgetin ng gano'n. No?
Oo.
Opo.
Tapos yung 10% for investing, yung for future investing.
Opo. Yun po yung
Kung may
pangpalagunan.
chance na, may ganun dito, may isang chance na ganun na kailangan, wala kang pera.
Opo.
Wala
Gets.
kang mangyayari.
Napakaganda po.
So, yun ang advice ni Dr. Uy, no? Depende yan sa belief naman natin. Syempre sa ibang Christian, it is mandated that you need to return 10% as tithings, no? And but according to Dr. Uy, sa kanya, yung activity niya man or yung pinaniniwalaan niya is uh, unahin natin yung parents, and then the surplus will be given as tithings or return paper. Yan. So that would
50%.
end my presentations for this afternoon, and I hope no everyone will be safe um, and during the typhoon na nananalasa sa atin ngayong linggo. So, yun. So, thank you so much and have a great day, everyone.